In this exercise, we will create this video. New composition. I'm gonna set the duration to 10 seconds. Click on OK. Right click, import file. I'll go to exercise 35. I select all the elements and click on import. I'm gonna start by bringing this image, Disneyland day, drag and drop like this. Right click, transform. I'm gonna click on fit to comp height. Control D, I'm gonna duplicate this image. I'm gonna go to the one in the bottom, right click, transform, fit to comp width. This time I click. This is exactly what I wanted. Now I'm gonna go to effects and presets and look for blur. I write blur here and I'm gonna look for Gaussian blur, this one, and I'm gonna drag and drop like this on the image in the background, and then I'm gonna set the blurriness to 20 and press enter. I think this looks good. I'm gonna select both these images, right click, recompose. I'm gonna call this day and click on OK. I'm gonna make this invisible for now. I'll go to project. I'm gonna select Disneyland night this time, drag and drop, right click. I'm gonna do the same thing, transform, fit to comp height, Control D, I duplicate the same image, I select the image in the bottom, right click, transform and fit to comp width. Now I'm gonna add the same effect, Gaussian blur. I'll go to Gaussian blur right here and drag and drop. I'll go to blurriness and I'm gonna type 20. This is exactly what I wanted. I'm gonna select the two images, press Control, select the two images, right click, I go pre-compose and I'm gonna write night. I'm gonna name this pre-composition night and click on OK. I'm gonna put the night in the bottom underneath the day pre-composition, and I'm gonna make the day pre-composition visible again. I'm gonna go to 6 seconds and I'm gonna shorten this layer like this. I'll go to this layer, night, and I'm gonna shorten it like this. Now I'm gonna create a transition between this layer and this layer, between day and night. I click on the day layer, I go to 5 seconds, I'm gonna press T to bring the opacity. I click on the stopwatch, and after 1 second, I'm gonna set the opacity to 0%. Now if I play, we get this smooth transition. Now I'm gonna go to 9 seconds. I click on the night layer. I'm gonna press T to bring the opacity. I click on the stopwatch and after 1 second, it's gonna fade to black. I click on the opacity and I'm gonna set it to 0%. Now let's play. And then fade to black. I'm gonna select these two pre-compositions, right click, and I'm gonna pre-compose them. pre-compose. I'm gonna call this Disneyland and click on OK. Now we get one layer. This is exactly what we wanted. I'm gonna go to project. I'm gonna look for Mickey Mouse, this image. I'm gonna drag and drop like this, and I'm gonna scale it down. I press S. I'm gonna scale it down to 15%. I think this is good, and I'm gonna place it right here where the statue is. I try to match the statue like this. I go to 1 second. I'm gonna press P to bring the position. I click on the stopwatch. I go back to 0 seconds, and I'm gonna move the Mickey Mouse head from here to here like this. Now we get this animation, and from 1 second I'm gonna press S to bring the scale. I'm gonna press Shift and P to bring the scale and the position. I'm gonna click on the stopwatch of the scale right here. I go to 2 seconds, and I'm gonna increase the size of the head up to 500 like this, so we get this result. And now I'm gonna apply an alpha matte. To do that, all I have to do is come here, go to the pick whip, click, go to the Mickey Mouse head, and then let go. And now if we play, this is exactly the effect we wanted. I'm gonna try to easy ease all the keyframes and see what we get. I think this looks better. One last thing I'm gonna add. I click on the Mickey Mouse image, and I'm gonna apply a Gaussian blur like this, and I'm gonna change the blurriness to 20. Press enter, and now you see here the edges look better as the head scales up. The edges are much better if you compare this to how it was. And now I'm gonna add the text. To do that, I go to Type Tool, click. I'm gonna set the font to Arial. I'm gonna choose black. Size, I'm gonna choose 300 like this, and I'm gonna write day like this. Selection tool, and I'm gonna place the text right here. I'm gonna press P to bring the position. I'm gonna go to 3 seconds, click on the stopwatch, go back here. I'm gonna take the text up like this. Now we have 2 keyframes. Now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to 4 seconds, select this keyframe, Control C, Control V. I wanted to stay here for 1 second and then go back up. I move to 5 seconds. I'm gonna select this keyframe, Control C and Control V to paste the keyframe. Now it goes down and then back up again. I'm gonna shorten this layer. Like this, make it last only 3 seconds. I'm gonna duplicate this text layer, Control D, and move the copy right here. It starts at 6 seconds. Now I'm gonna modify the text here. I'm gonna change this from day to night, like this. I'm gonna press U to bring all the keyframes. I select all the keyframes and I'm gonna move the motion path like this, a little bit to the right. Now let's see, it goes down and then back up again. I think I'm gonna move these keyframes a little bit here and this keyframe a little bit here. That way it goes down a little bit faster and then goes up a little bit faster. I'm gonna do the same thing here. Move this a little bit here and this a little bit here. Let's play now. I think this looks better. I go to project, I go to day sky. I'm gonna drag and drop the day sky right here, just under the day text, like this. And now I go to track matte, I go to the pick whip and I'm gonna click and drag and let go here. I go to the day text and let go, and just like that we get this effect. I'm gonna do the same thing here with the text night. I go to night sky, drag and drop the image right here. I think I'm gonna move it like this. I want this part to be shown like this, and okay, I'm gonna move it a little bit. And now I'm gonna do the same thing, track matte, go to the pick whip, click and drag. I go to night text and let go. Let's see. I think this looks good. Now I'm gonna play the entire animation now. And the exercise now is finished. You will go do the same and don't forget to save.